Hey, Guion here. Wanted to do a video about something I've been studying recently. I got introduced to this in the past. It's called the Monus hieroglyphicus, which is very complicated. I don't know if anybody's heard of it here. It was devised by a man called John Dee, who's also famous for creating the Enochian system, which I don't believe he even called it the Enochian system. That was called it by the Golden Dawn. I have an example of what some of the stuff in Enochian looks like. Some stuff I've had put up for a while. So these are these characters that John Dee and his scry, medium, seer, Edward Kelly came up with to talk to angels. So John Dee also worked on something called the Monus hieroglyphicus to explain magic and esoterica. He created a symbol that he said, encapsulated everything. And it came to some other Native American teachings that I ran into, which is very interesting. And I don't know if, this is just intuitive of me. But this is the actual symbol that John Dee came up with. I hope you can see. It looks kind of like a horned man or person. There's the body, the legs, arms here, the body. This is representing the sun or the head of a human. And this is looks kind of like horns, so people could say, well, it looks like a little demon or something, but it actually represents the moon. So, in Native American teachings, and I don't prescribe this to any particular tribe or anything like that. Just something I came across. I'm from Oklahoma. I was raised with a Navajo family. Through the years of hanging out with different people, I've heard that. The thing is, they come up with this saying in different languages, but in English it roughly translates to the sun, moon, stars, and the hunger. So for sacred number 4, I would go a step further and add 5, because 5 is us who are seeing the sun, moon, stars, and the hunger and trying to manipulate that to create our own reality. So how does this fit into the Monus hieroglyphicus? So of course we got the sun, which you could ascribe whatever thing you feel is the sun. I mean, it's hard energy. You get too close to the sun, you get burned. It's fiery. It's very powerful. It's not soothing. It's not calming. It's not peaceful. It's raging. The moon here, actually, kind of the opposite. It reflects the sun, yet it's calm. It's soothing. We've actually, went on the moon. Human beings have been on the moon. We can never go into the sun unless, well, never say never, but that. So anyway, the sun, so, the moon is calming. It usually represents the mother, the soothing, calming energy. You could, come up with this intuitively how you want to. The stars, and actually, you also could call the elements. I think John Dee actually called it the elements, is, represents all this grid of 4, which you could also add in, of course there's north, south, east, and west. There's there's earth, fire, water, air. There's all these different combinations. You could actually even do a more out, which sometimes I've seen that done, to incorporate all the things in between all the stars that are reflecting and projecting in outer space and all that we're seeing. It's all the different combinations. You could say the elements as a simplified way in there. So working with the elements, whatever element you want. Say you want a fiery element and the sun. You may want the moon to temper down your fiery element, and here you got the water. Water's already watery. Maybe you want the sun to heat it up some. You got the earth. Either way, sun and moon could. Those are just different energies. I'm not sure if this is something you could meditate on and come up with your own system, of course, because this is chaos magic. So the legs here, I would say, represent the hunger. So the hunger is a wave of living. So it's time, space. It's what's happening right now when I'm making this video. So the hunger is the passion. It's time. It's our lives we're living. We live through this life. It goes over. We choose the elements we want to make up our reality. We choose the hot and the cold of the elements to boost them or cool them down. And this constantly goes over. This is passion, this life, this ongoing, thing. Like we've incarnated into these things to experience this life, to use what we see, and these are the things that we see And that's what we do. So we take our experience, we craft a ritual with the elements or with the planets or with the whatever, the directions, whatever you want to do. You could actually assign anything here. The sun, that's always going to be warm, hot. You could say it represents the father. In a lot of things, you could choose it to represent the mother in your path. You could choose it to represent anything. It's just as long as it's a strong, fiery force that you can't get too close to. The moon, assign it to whatever you want. Like I said, usually it's assigned to something cool and soft like our moon at night. So if anybody has any questions, put them in the comments. I hope I could get people to discuss with this more. It's a very simplified thing of this. There's a whole Monus hieroglyphicus that was written, John Dee was, I think, in the 16th century. It's very hard to understand. This is my understanding of it after reading it and then comparing it to the modern day teachings that I got and mixing it all together with chaos magic. Okay, well, that's it for now. Let me know what you think.